With Shadowlands just around the corner, I've been contemplating which class or classes I'm going to main going into Shadowlands. Many of you guys know me as somebody that plays several classes. I like to make videos on multiple different classes for different guides, and after BFA, I wanted to make sure that I made the right decision, as half the time I played my Mistweaver in BFA, I was almost falling asleep at my keyboard. So this time, I did not want to make that mistake again, and I am picking classes that I feel will be competitive and fun. And I think I finally narrowed it down enough to make a video about it and share my thoughts with all of you, and after sharing my thoughts with you on the classes I'm looking to play, I hope that I can make your decision a little easier. So with that being said, let's hop into it. For my healer of choice, I have settled on the Disc Priest. I've been playing the Disc Priest as an alt healer for several years now, and although I have enjoyed myself on all of the other healer specs, at this point in my WoW career, I find myself wanting to do more than just healing. Now of course you can find that type of gameplay on some of the other healer specs like Resto, Druid, or Shaman, but the Discipline Priest brings something that is unmatched, and that is aggressive pressure and damage. Sure, the Resto Druid has its moments with Feral Affinity, but it's not on the level of a Schism, Mind Game, Shadow or Death combo. I mean, you can literally obliterate someone in a single stun lock. And my favorite part about this is the damage that you deal with the Disc Priest is then converted to healing through Atonement. It almost reminds me of playing the Crane Monk from Legion, if you guys remember that, but at a range. If you're into World PvP, this healer can easily take on any class, and it's just an all-around good time in every PvP scenario. If you're looking to do Arena, of course, you're going to want to be playing with mainly setup-based comps. Comps like Priest Rogue for 2s or Rogue Mage Priest for 3s. There are plenty of other examples like Hunter Feral for 3s, but setup-based comps are always my favorite anyway. I'm not a big fan of healing Mongo, brained, melee DPS comps. It's just not my thing, and that is typically what the Mistweaver excels in. Of course, it's just a joke in some ways, but I think you guys know what I mean. Now for PvE, the Disc Priest is definitely a raid viable healer, which is important to me since I'm in a cutting edge Mythic Raiding Guild. Now alongside the Discipline Priest, you also have the option to play the newly redesigned Shadow Priest, which by the way, the stats for both Disc and Shadow are nearly the same in PvP, so it'll be easy to swap between them. Now I know that everyone and their grandma will be playing the Shadow Priest in Shadowlands because of the new design, but it is very nice to have that option if I want to play as a DPS with some of my buddies from time to time. And if I'm being honest, they look really fun with all the support utilities they bring to the table, as well as the on-demand burst damage they recently received. And a lot of you may remember that my main class from Burning Crusade was in fact a priest. I played both Disc and Shadow, so why not give it another shot as my main? Speaking of which, another one of my old mains from back in the day that was my first level 60 class back in vanilla was in fact the Warrior. This may come as a surprise to some of you who have not been coming to my streams lately, but the Warrior has really caught my attention as of late. And when I'm referring to the Warrior, I mean specifically the Arms Warrior. Despite it being my original class from vanilla, I haven't touched the Warrior in quite some time, but I've had this massive urge to play a two-handed plate class, and with all the insane abilities that Warriors are getting back in Shadowlands, I figured what a better time to start than now. You have Intervene, Shattering Throw, Ignore Pain, Spell Reflect, all added baseline, just to name a few of the returning abilities. But more importantly, the Warrior next to the Windwalker may be one of the more flexible melee classes in Arena. You can play with almost any caster or melee class in the game for 3v3 Arena, and just like you, many of my friends are still not sure what class they would like to play. So I want to make sure I pick a class that can play with almost any of my friends regardless of their class of choice. So far my experience with the Warrior in Shadowlands has been great. I love playing it on the beta. It is a little frustrating from time to time due to the mobility of the class coming from some of the more mobile classes like Monks and Demon Hunters, but I really do enjoy my experience. It's very gratifying, I love the utility that it brings, and I just love the raw pressure of Mortal Strike. And as mentioned earlier, I really do love the look of some of the old plate transmogs, and some of the ones that are being offered in Shadowlands look amazing. Now in regards to PvE performance, the Warrior is just looking okay. Both Fury and Arms are not the best performer in Shadowlands, but I do expect some buffs to come along that will up the class's performance, and I think that will have an effect in both PvP and PvE. However, for those of you that are worried about securing a raid spot at the start of the expansion if you are deciding to play a Warrior, most guilds will bring a Warrior due to Battle Shout and Rallying Cry. They're important raid utilities that most guilds desire, and because the Protection Warrior isn't looking too strong currently, you should be able to secure a spot rolling as either Fury or Arms, but most likely Fury, so just keep that in mind. I like to pick a class that's kind of flying under the radar, because if I pick something that's too overly broken, like maybe the Shadow Priest for example, you may see some nerfs, and I don't want to be disappointed going into the first patch of the expansion. And again, for PvP, I feel that the Warrior is going to perform exceptionally well amongst all the other melee classes. Not enough players are talking about it, and I really like that. Now I know many of you are probably wondering if I'm going to be giving up on the Monk class in general. I will most likely have the Monk class as a backup option, but I'll probably be primarily playing Windwalker. The Mistweaver is just not my style anymore. It's changed a lot since when I played it in Legion. In fact, the Windwalker is not changing too much, and there's lots of little bugs with the class that I do not like. Touch of Death feels very buggy, Storm Earth and Fire feels very buggy, but that won't prevent me from playing the class in PvP because it is a very flexible class just like the Warrior. It can be thrown into so many different comps, and I do enjoy the playstyle, but I hope Blizzard does decide to try to iron out some of the bugs that exist with the class today. Also really quick, for those of you wondering which covenants I'll be going, well for the Warrior, I'm leaning towards Kyrian for PvP due to Spirit Bastion and the self-healing potential as well as the versatility buff. For the Priest class, I'll be going Venthyr as it works for both Disc and Shadow for both PvE and PvP. And then once again for the Monk, I'm leaning towards Venthyr, but Kyrian also looks pretty attractive. So overall, I'm looking to main 3 different classes, and I know for a lot of people that sounds like a lot, but again, this is kind of my job, and I really do want to have a wide variety of classes to choose from because I do like to play with my viewers from time to time as well as my friends. Overall, it's going to be a new experience for me, and I think for a lot of players as well. I'm playing some classes that I haven't played too much in the past, or some classes that I have alted but never seriously mained. And overall, I'm just looking for a new experience in World of Warcraft. I want to see the game through a new lens, and I feel like these classes will do an excellent job of that. Yes, I know the Priest class will probably be the class that everyone's going to play, but there's a reason for that. It's just fun. And the Warrior class for me just feels right. Not to mention, I'm kind of tired of getting spit on every single arena match when I decide to play my Demon Hunter. So currently, those are the classes that I am looking to play. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know if this made your decision any easier, and also let me know what classes you guys are hoping to play. And I will make some future recommendations on other classes if I feel that they are worth it. And I look forward to seeing you all in my stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12 p.m. PST. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.